I had Handsome Jimmy on the show a couple months ago. That guy is Handsome
Mm.
Jimmy 24/7. You got any Handsome
Mm.
Jimmy Valiant stories?
It's, other than he done a heck of a job, for us when we were working with. I watched a couple of old tapes and I couldn't believe it. We had with Dean and I, and we had about 90% of the match. It was great, and they had all kinds of heat on them. Yeah, so, but Jimmy was, I remember his favorite quote was "Be there, girls," when he done a promo. Great guy, great guy. I seen him a few months ago.
Yeah, yeah, good guy. You worked a lot with Mr. Fuji. Any Mr. Fuji
Mm.
stories? Any Fuji rib stories?
I respected him, and I think he respected me. But I remember I worked in the garden with him for 20 minutes. We went to a draw, and I was sweating my backside off. But the doctor actually followed me into the dressing room. He said, "You okay?" I was fine. I was in shape back then.
Right.
But and the doctor said, "Somebody get Tony a beer," because I just sweat so much. It was
Right.
summertime, and temperature was up there, and then you're under the lights in the garden, and 17,000 people and plus in there, and there was a lot of heat there. I don't know what the temperature would have been, but probably around 80 degrees. And then going for 20 minutes with Fuji, and Fuji never stopped. He had that big belly on him, but he would go. And I remember that match. A lot of guys that I worked with. I was just looking at a card today, and there's only two of us alive
Right.
on that card, and that's Johnny Robs and myself. Everyone else passed.
Yeah.
So I guess my time is getting close.
Well, hard to transition out of that. Hard to transition out of
Mm.
that, but I'll try. I'll try. Tony,
Mm.
a lot of times when you're a babyface in the WWF territory, you're one half of the tag team champions. You drop the belts, you leave and go to another
Mm.
territory. You stuck around a
Mm.
long time, a long time. What do you think? Like, did Vince ever want you to work anywhere else? And what was your? Did you not want to
Oh,
leave? Like,
oh,
how did you survive?
well, I kind of left it up to Vince. Vince Senior. Like he did say, he did call me on. He said, "Tony," he says, "I'd like you to." I forget how he put it. Like you to leave for a while, or he said, I've got you booked in Georgia. I think so. Dean and I went down to Georgia for 6 months, and then Dean went his separate way, and I went to San Francisco for a year. That was in 1975. I left and went to Georgia for 6 months, and then I think it was February '76. I went to San Francisco, and I tagged up there with Pat Patterson for a little while, and we became the United States champions. And Roy Shires, he was the owner of the territory there, and he was. I got on well with Roy, but he said his piece. If the
Sure.
match wasn't the way he wanted it, he'd let you know. But I kind of liked Roy for some, maybe because he was straight up, and I like straight up guys.
How'd you get along with Bruno Sammartino?
Yeah, I didn't have much to do with Bruno, but I got along with him all right when we were around each other. I actually took a picture with him in New Jersey at an autograph session there one time, and I tell him, Bruno, you made my day. I said, he said, oh, you're too kind, you know. But I got the picture, and I thought I'd lost it, but I edited it, and I got one in black and white, and you know, one in color, you know. So I've got that. So that's because I made a mistake, you know. There's a lot of photographs I didn't take with guys, you know.
Right.
That I feel I should have, because now, you know, looking back, you know, I say, God, I knew that guy well, you know, but I didn't get a picture with him. Yeah.
Plus, back in the day, you actually had to carry a camera around. It wasn't in your pocket like your phones these days.
Yeah.
How'd you like working with superstar Billy Graham?
Oh, I loved it. Yeah, when Billy was on, it was great. You know, when he wasn't, it was a disaster. But most of the time, actually, Vince Jr. complimented me. You know, he said, "You've had some of the best matches with Billy," you know, which I thought was good. But I was at an autograph session 3 or 4 years ago, I guess. And one of the fans questioned me about the match Billy and I had in Philadelphia. He says, "You guys were really at each other, weren't you?" You know, I said, "Boy, that's a good compliment, because you know we just had a regular match, but you know this guy, you know, perceived that we were, you know, a little maybe more aggressive than the norm, which we weren't. We just had the match, you know."
Right.
I enjoyed working with Bill.